Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, I want you guys to continue praying for me by leaving dislikes on this video, and I really mean it. I always do very well when I get a lot of dislikes. I'll talk about that in a future video. I might go over my videos, how many likes and dislikes I got, and how well the prayers that I asked for turned out. But I'm thinking there are two things on my mind today that I want you guys to pray for. As you guys know, I'm still looking for the right one, and it has turned very well. So last November, you guys may remember, my friend from church set me up on a blind date. And did it go well? Yes and no. I didn't really make a romantic partner, but what I did is make a very close friend. And part of the reason I'm living where I'm living now, I lost my home because of a flooding issue, and my landlord was not very friendly about that. And a friend of my date last November was looking for a roommate, so that turned well. And also, my date was very helpful in helping me navigate the tricky situation. She has dealt with wacky landlords of her own in the past, so it was good. And I'm still looking for the right one. Now, one thing that has been helpful, and it's a double-edged sword. So I've been eating a lot of celery. Celery has this compound that makes guys smell attractive to girls. It's a hormone, but it takes a lot of celery for it to work. It has worked phenomenally, but it has a number of unpleasant side effects. First of all, obviously, you're shitting your pants like twice a week at least, right? I've shit my pants a few times since doing it. Fortunately, never on a date, right? I usually try to get it out of the way before then. And second, it's kind of boring, right? It takes up a lot of space in your stomach. And so, also, I've been losing a lot of weight as of late. Actually, yesterday, one of my students thought I was taking Ozempic and asked me about it. And so, even my mom is really jealous about how much weight I've been losing. I just saw her at my grandmother's funeral, and my mom was asking me about it, and I told her it's not a very pleasant reason, but she insisted. Finally, I had to give in to tell her about the situation. I told her that, first of all, I've been battling binge eating disorder, and so I've been doing intermittent fasting. And second, last year I had a really bad episode of long COVID, and finally I've been really lonely. And the celery, she doesn't believe the celery works. I told her, you know what, whether it physically works or not, if it's only a placebo effect, I'm still getting a lot of benefit from it. I'm not going to disturb, right, that placebo. If you could take a pill that cures cancer only because it's a placebo effect, would you downplay it any, right? That's what I told her, and she kind of agreed with that. Unfortunately, it's a very lonely experience to eat a lot of. I never realized how much I actually enjoy my other foods. I mean, I don't dislike celery or anything. It's just a lonely experience, and on top of the loneliness I'm already experiencing, so sometimes I pray that I get this done with, meet the right person, just so I can actually eat real food again. It's such a weird complex when when everything is jammed together like that. You want to get it done with so you could actually eat real food. You want to get it done with so that you could actually take a vacation rather than hoping to meet the right person here at home, right? And it's just such a lonely complex, if you will. It's hard for me to explain when all your problems jam together like that, right? Your food choices are being affected by your loneliness, and it's making you not want to go on vacation because you don't want to miss out. You got FOMO of missing out on people here at home. And it's just a really lonely complex, if you will. Now, speaking of heartbreak and all that, what really destroyed me last year was I was heartbroken over something. Actually, there were two occasions. And I didn't get a whole lot of understanding from my peers. I certainly didn't take off work for, I really wanted to, right? Even though I really love all my students, I had COVID-19, and on top of that, there was a heat wave, and I was all alone. And I hate to admit this, but I went to work sick with COVID. I mean, I did wear a mask, and I don't think I spread it to anybody. But I want it to be normalized. So here in 2025, we talk a lot about work-life balance in the context of a maternity leave, of family leave, and all that. I want the concept of heartbreak kind of leave to be in our lexicon, right? To have some time off to deal with heartbreak. I kind of did some Google searching. Um, Japan has a word for it. As much as they love to work themselves to death, they still have a concept of taking time off for heartbreak. I think Germany has a word for it too. Uh, but I want that to be part of our lexicon, even if we don't, even if it's not legally mandated or anything like that. Right now, we really don't have a word for it even. And I want to point out everybody's heart breaks differently, right? So, for example, last month I had hit it big with a girl in Taiwan. I was so heartbroken when I got home. And you know what happened this week? She met somebody else on Bumble, and I'm actually happy for her. And I'm not so broken anymore. So I just want to point out that people's hearts break in different ways, right? Last summer, I was heartbroken not because I broke up with somebody, but because I couldn't meet anybody. And so not too many people understood that, right? So I want it to be pointed out that just like we all love in different ways, right? We really can't control who we love. We also can't control how our hearts break, right? And I want people to be open minded that not everybody experiences heartbreak the same way and under the same circumstances. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.